was standing over there, and my heart it's thumping in my chest. I'm incredibly nervous, and it's really weird because I've sort of spent the last 15 years of my life in front of audiences this size, smaller, bigger. All right, I just thought I'd share that with you so you can sort of share. So you can share my stress. We sort of spread it out. So I'm Craig Hinds, and I'm a songwriter. I have a band called Watershed, and Watershed is I see Watershed as a vehicle for songs. Basically, what I do is I sort of pride myself in the fact that I can create something out of nothing. I can sit down at a piano with a blank sheet of paper and write a song, and half an hour later there's a song. It's ready to go, and you put it together, and it can do amazing things. And that's what I pride myself in. And for me, it's just a passion, songwriting. I think just to sort of get the ball rolling, I'm going to give you just a brief outline of where I'm coming from and what I've done and what I'm currently doing, and also just to show that I'm sort of I hope I'm speaking from a sort of a fairly decent level of experience. Basically, as you know, Watershed is the band. Watershed's been around for a long time. It's had great success. We've toured internationally, which has been amazing. We've had hit songs in Europe. It's just been a really great journey. At the same time as Watershed and being a part of that, I've written songs for quite a few of the SA pop idols, for Elvis Blue and for Dave Van Vuuren. I've written songs for movies. I was on the latest Jock the Bushveld, that little animated movie. I've had songs in syncs, which are when they put music to adverts, for Wimpy and for Pick and Pay and for MediClinic and the like. So it's sort of what I do, and I think that's what I'm trying to say just in this intro is that apart from being a performer in a band, I write songs. I'm on a songwriting panel with Dave Matthews and a couple of other songwriters around the world, and we putting together a program with Carnegie Hall, young songwriters from there, and our very own academy at Casterbridge, which is sort of to try and bridge the gap between our writers and their writers and bringing them together and just nurturing young songwriters. Obviously, Indigo Girl, you might all know, that was a great song for Watershed. It had great success in Europe. It was a number 2. We've had Letters, a song off the Mosaic album, which did really well as well. And that's really the beginning. And why I say that is because I've just released a solo album as well. So Watershed's on the road, but I've released a solo album just to sort of lengthen my career a little bit. And, it's stuff out there. But really what I'm here about is about songwriting. I see a song as sort of it's sort of a body of work, It's like a poem with music. It's creative writing. If you go overseas to write, I go on a creative writing trip, and I'll come back with 5 or 6 songs that I really like, And I think it's just about getting out and opening your mind and saying you're out of your comfort zone, and now you out there to go and write a song. And it all falls back into that creating something out of nothing. But I think something more importantly that is sustainable. Song is. I see a song. I view a song as a little piece of data. It's like a little energy ball, and it's there waiting to be used. It can be used 100 times. The biggest artists in the world, if you have a hit song, the biggest artists in the world are going to cover that song. It's going to be played hundreds of times. It's going to be on TV shows again and again and again. It's going to be on movies again and again. And that's how I see a song, as a piece of data. Because you write it once and you can use it 1,000 times, and it's something that I think songwriters realize is that it is your annuity income. It is your retirement. It's always there for you. And I firmly believe that a great song forms the basis of the entire industry that is related to music. If there were no songs, there would be no radio. Okay, you'd have to the odd talk show going on, but but you wouldn't have any music stations. You wouldn't have any bands playing because there was no songs. So songs, I believe, really form the basis of everything. And the bigger the song, obviously, the bigger the artist. The bigger the artist, the more money for the writer. It's just one of those things. So yes, I've chatted about a song being a sort of a living gem of energy, of sort of creative data. So the money shot is really that the earning potential of a particular song, each song, as I say, it can be used again and again and again. But importantly, I think being a creative, one has to try and balance that whole creativity out with the business side of it. Because, I mean, there are too many artists out there and too many writers that have just not worked because the business side of it just hasn't happened. And you know, it's just that all-important balance. It's easy to create, as I would understand it, it's easy to create something from nothing. And then I actually wrote, I thought I was quite clever. I said, but you can decide on that. I said, creativity and passion. You need creativity and passion to create something from nothing. But something means nothing if you're going to do nothing with something. So you need, what did you think of that? So you need that business side of it. You can have the greatest song, but you need it needs to be thought about. It needs to be pushed in the right channels and actually worked properly to give it the success that it deserves. I call it a song vault. So I have a vault of songs that whenever I write, the songs go in the vault. And that vault is accessible at any point. I can pull songs out. If someone comes to me and says, Craig, we want you to write a song for the new Pick and Pay advert, the first thing I'll do is go to my vault. And I'll go and look at all the songs that I've written, and I'll try and see if there's something within that vault that is going to work. If not, I'll write something new, you know. And that's the important thing is that you always use your songs. You must use them, because if you don't, they just sort of fizzle out and fade away. So I'm going to sort of change my tack a little bit. You were probably wondering why I'm sitting by the piano. There we go. I want to tell you a story about. Sometimes my voice gives me sometimes my voice gets quite deep and it starts giving me a bit of a feeling in my stomach. Are you guys feeling that? Is it all right? I'm going to tell you a story about a particular song that that I wrote many years ago. I was sitting at home. My mom had rented a piano for me, and she said, Craig, you need to use this piano, you need to go and play it. So there I was upstairs, and I was playing this. My mom came up and said, Craig, don't you want to stop that, please? You just be like, this is going over and over again. And she said, please stop that, do something else. So I started doing this. And this was going on and on and on. And she came back up and said, Craig, don't you want to stop that? It's sort of really bugging the family. And so I thought, you know what, that sounds cool and that sounds cool. So put it together and see what happens. And this is what happened. And then I sat back and I said, how the hell did that happen? Because I couldn't believe it. Suddenly, this thing just came out. So I had started off with just a piano and a couple of chords. And suddenly, this song came out. And I said, how the hell did that happen? And that is the beauty about songwriting, is that you can start with nothing and you can create something. And it was just, for me, a major turning point in everything that I, from that point on, started to do with music. Was that particular day sitting at home writing Indigo Girl. I'm going to move along now because I want to talk just briefly. I want to try and cover as much as I can about the songwriting process. I'd love to talk about Watershed and what Watershed's done over the years, but actually I'm passionate about songwriting, and that's really what I want to talk about. Is about chords. So chords, which I'm sure you've heard of, form the basis of any song. So it's about finding the right chords, but more importantly, it's about finding the melody. Once you've found a group of chords, it's about finding a melody that's going to sit over those chords and really make something work. So there we go. So I'll give you an example of a song that I've just put together. It's on my first solo album. It's called Ordinary Boy, and it's about trying to find a melody that works over particular chords. So if I'm singing, okay, how does that song go again? That's it. All right. So there's a D chord. Okay, but I just want to quickly tell you. So a D minor. So this is a D major. A D minor is supposedly the saddest chord in music, and it sounds like this. That is sad. It's a sad chord. So there's a major and a minor, and there's a sadness right there. You can feel that sadness. Then you get horror chords, so chords that they would sort of traditionally use in horror movies, and I work them out on a 0-4-8 basis. So you take your root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a horror chord. Okay, so those are the type of chords, and they're called augmented chords, and they use those in movies. You get diminished chords, you get sevenths, you get tenths, you get all sorts of different chords. But at the end of the day, for songwriting, songwriters tend to choose the most simple chords. That's not because you guys are simple. That's because we all of us have the ability to understand the most intricate of chords. We can hear intricate chords, all of us. But songs that stick in people's heads are the simple ones, and that's why the biggest songs in the world are the most simple songs. 2 chords, 3 chords, 4 chords max. That's it. The song's a hit. So back to Ordinary Boy, which is that song. So it starts off in a D. So I came home from a writing trip in LA a couple of in fact a year ago. And I played the song to my wife, and it goes like this. Ordinary boy, extraordinary girl. That note of girl, where I sang girl. So I'm going, ordinary boy, extraordinary girl. I chose to go to that note because I think traditionally one would go, ordinary boy, extraordinary girl. There. But I didn't. I went down to that other one. And because I played it so many times, that note sat in my head. And I think that was the hook of the song, going down to that one. So my wife said to me, why have you gone to that note? I don't like you singing there. So I said, I've just recorded this whole song. I've spent time on it. This is what it is. That's what it is. No, she didn't like it. So I said, let me play it to you a few times. And I sat down and I played her the song a few times. And at the end she was, yep, that was it. But that's the beauty about choosing a melody over a particular group of chords, is that you have time to, because there are various options, to find that right option and put that right option in that song. There's an I'm home chord, which I call, which is sort of a 7th. And at the end of a song called Come Home With Me, which is a song on the Wrapped in Stone album. It's and at the end of it, we finish the song like this, and we come to the C, and then we come to the B flat minor, and then we end it like this. The crowd's going absolutely bananas now. It's like the encore, it's the end of the show, and we end it here. And that's an I'm home chord. It gives you a good feeling. You feel the song's over. It sounds good. Everyone loves you. You love everyone. It's amazing. So I keep going back to that, how the hell did you do that? Because, and I actually thought about it the other day. It's really a freaky thing, but it's just so much fun writing songs. It's about hooks. So really, a song needs to have a hook. So So a hook is that very special thing that you guys keep whistling all the time. Okay, so that's a hook. So my vibe is, it's not mine, it's there are thousands and millions of brilliant songwriters in the world, but we all go, the more hooks you got in a song, the more people are going to get it. So it's much like fishing. So you throw more lines in the sea, you're going to get more bites. You've got more hooks in a song, more people are going to like it. And that's pretty much the basis of it. I found a quote the other day, and it says, luck is the intersection between preparation and opportunity. So I see preparation as the practicing side of music, and I see opportunity as the creative side of it. And if you put practice and creativity together, you're going to basically get a good writer, someone that works hard. Every time you write a song, it gets better. Every time you co-write with someone else, you're going to write a better song with them. I'm a firm believer in sharing your creativity. If there are 3 people in a room writing a song, you're going to have more chance of a hit than if you're sitting at home writing it alone. And it's just a general thing. If you Google the biggest hits in the world, there'll be 4 or 5 writers on a song. Can you believe it? 5 people sitting in a room, throwing ideas around, coming out with the best possible hooks you can possibly come up with. And that's why you guys sing those songs all the time, because they are the biggest songs out there. But more people have been involved in them. So yeah, it's about the song vault, and it's about being able to access songs when you need them and use them to their full potential. Really get it out there. So I really feel incredibly blessed to be able to chat to you guys and tell you about what I really do, because I have, as I say, I have my band, I've got a solo thing on the go, but really what I love doing is writing songs, and it is difficult to explain. People sometimes say, Craig, what do you do? And I say, I write songs. I go like, wow, that must be difficult. And I sort of want to say, no, it's not difficult at all. But I'm never sort of sure what to say. And I sort of go, well, it sort of just comes to me. And then they look confused, and I sort of look confused, and we go off in different directions. It's done. Conversation over. But it is just it's an incredible thing. It's you get an incredible feeling when you finish writing a song. It's just such a great. I feel so fired up when I've finished writing a song that I think is good. And some songs do incredible things, and some songs don't. But it's not the end of the world, because you can write another one. It's just it's a great thing. I want to end off by just playing a little bit of a song that is also on this solo album. It's called Most of My Life, and in it I talk about a silent companion. And that silent companion for me is songwriting. It's been with me since I was young. I only knew I could write songs when I finished school, but it's always been there. It's traveled with me everywhere. And whenever I'm sort of not sure what to do, if there's a guitar or a piano around, I will sit down and I will write a song. It's just what I do. I'm just going to play you the last verse.
What do I do now that my time is upon me? I see colors and faces and flowers in bloom. And now that I've found it, nobody's taking it from me. But give me some time, just share it with you. I spend most of my life with a silent companion. Without me knowing, it carried me here. And now that I know it wasn't forever, just most of my life. I tried and I tried and I tried and I try most of my life.
And I say, how the hell did you do that? Thank you very much.